Once upon a time, there was a king who didn't have a son to take over his throne when he grew old. He wanted to find a good person to become the next king, so he sent out messages all over his country. The message invited every young man to come and meet the king. The king would choose the next king based on these meetings. The only thing needed to qualify was to have a lot of love for other people. All the young men in the country were excited for a chance to become the next king. A poor young man from a faraway village also read the message and got ready to meet the king. This young man was very kind and hardworking, but he was very poor. He didn't have nice clothes to wear to meet the king. So, he worked really hard and saved money to buy proper clothes and supplies for his long journey to the palace. After he got his supplies and new clothes, the young man started his journey. He traveled for many days and was almost at the palace when he saw a poor beggar on the side of the road. The beggar was shivering in the cold and dressed in torn rags. The beggar reached out his arms and said, "I am hungry and cold. Please help me." The young man felt very sorry for the beggar. He immediately took off his new clothes and gave them to the beggar. He also gave the beggar the little food he had brought for his journey. The beggar thanked the young man many times. Now that the young man had given away his good clothes, he was worried about going to the interview. But he gathered his courage and went to the palace in his old, dirty clothes. When he arrived at the palace, one of the king's attendants showed him the way to the great hall. After a short rest to clean off the dirt from his journey, the young man was brought to the throne room for the interview. He bowed low when the king entered the room. When he looked up, he was shocked to see that the king looked just like the beggar he had met on the way. The king saw the surprise in the young man's eyes and said, "Yes, I was the beggar you met on your way. But why did you dress up like a beggar? You are a king. Why did you do this to me?" The young man asked, still surprised. "Because I needed to be sure that you had a good heart and truly loved other people," said the king. "If I came to you as a king, you would have done anything to impress me. But that way, I wouldn't know what was really in your heart. Your kindness and love to a beggar without expecting anything in return show that you have a great heart. This country needs a leader who cares for all the people, not just those who can offer something in return. You have proven that you are the right person to be my successor," promised the king. The morale of the story is that true kindness and love for others are shown through our actions, especially when we help those in need without expecting anything in return. The young man's generosity to the beggar, even when he thought no one important was watching, proved that he had a good heart. This story teaches us that genuine care and compassion for others are the most important qualities for a leader and for any person who wishes to make a positive difference in the world.